Welcome back to Athletic Everyday, day number 204. Decided that today I was going to split up the work, so morning accessories, Lou raises and neck training, and then evening snatch and then cleans. I think it's quite nice to be able to split up sessions. If you have the luxury of having the time to be able to do this, to be able to train in the morning and train in the evening, or to have two sessions of work, it really does help doing 2 days because it means you can just split up the work, meaning you don't have to cram everything all into one workout. And mentally, it means that workout is, I've just got to come in and do this, and then I can go, go about the rest of my day, and then I can do the rest of the work later. At least that was my mentality going into the morning session with the Lou raises and the neck training. I also feel like I've been missing out on these accessories a lot recently. At the moment, I'm not really sticking to a program. I'm kind of auto-regulating my training. The plus side of that is that you don't have to rigidly stick to a program, and there's some freedom to that. But the downside is that there are a lot of things that you miss out. Sometimes you miss out crossing the T's and dotting the I's, if that makes sense, when it comes to training the full body. So going forward, I'm looking forward to be able to have the spare time now to be able to train myself at least 2 times a day on some days, and then other days, see if I can get it all into one session. But maybe if it's just 3 days a week, being able to split up a session into 2, it just means that you're going to be filling in a lot of the blanks with the training. And accessory work is important because it increases tissue resilience. You can isolate and work on certain areas of your body that perhaps are lacking. I mean, I'm not even just talking about aesthetically. I mean, functionally, if there's a particular weakness, for example, with me, I know that my left rotator cuff on my shoulders definitely experiences a lot more pain in certain movements than my right side. It's weaker. And there's probably also a mobility issue there as well. So doing things like this can definitely help. And obviously aesthetically, there is the benefit to that as well, but it's functional aesthetics. It's not just for the sake of having big shoulders, if that makes sense. But yeah, with regards to the actual plan for today, yesterday, I guess this was now, I started out thinking that I was going to be spending the night away from home. So I was like, right, I'll get the accessory work in first, and then later on in the day, I'll be able to do like some flips or some sprints on a field near where I'm staying. But it turned out that the work that I was doing at that house meant that I was able to come back a bit later in the day. So I ended up thinking, well, now that I'm going to have access to my home gym again, what am I going to do then? What am I going to do instead? And I think, well, it's going to be late in the day when I came back. So by the time I got back and actually finished the second half of this workout, it was borderline like 11:30, maybe even 10:30. It started at 10:30 and finished the workout probably around midnight. So I was like, well, what am I going to get in? I'll just do some snatch and clean and jerk, or snatch and clean. So I ended up doing snatch triples, where I worked up to a top set of 77.5 kilos. But at this point in the day, I was just incredibly tired. So it was just trying to get in the minimum amount of work that I needed to get a successful stimulating session. And again, there's no stimulus that is going to replicate sprinting or some kind of like tricking or any kind of like high speed movement. And it's not like snatch and clean and jerk or weightlifting is a good substitute for sprinting, but it's still explosive, it's still powerful movements, and it's still going to be beneficial for building up that high quality movement base. So as I said, with the snatch triples, ended up doing 3 sets of 3 with working up to top set of 77.5. I think I missed a couple on 77.5 kilos, which is a little bit frustrating because I know that in the past I've worked up to 80 kilos, and I think I've even tripled 82.5 in the past. But what can I expect? I haven't snatched in a long time, and this is the process that it takes to get good at movement that you were decently good at in the past. My max snatch is 100 kilos. I haven't touched anywhere near that weight in a long time, so I've got to respect the process and respect the amount of time that it takes up and the practice that it's going to take to build up to getting to that level of snatch again, and obviously, hopefully, getting beyond that as well, and getting higher PRs in the snatch and in the clean. So this is 70 kilos that you're watching here. 70 was moving fine, and I decided that I would just up it like 2.5 kilos in between each set of 3. I noticed that as I get more tired with my form, I tend to miss forwards a lot more, and I tend to actually jump my feet forwards. So you'll see on the attempts that I miss, I don't actually jump as high, and I don't actually spread my feet out as much. And I'll also tend to like try and jump my feet forward and then also miss the bar forward as well, which means that I'm probably, as I get more tired, I'm trying to just overextend into the bar, and my upper back is getting tired. I'm not able to pull directly upwards with the bar, and I'm just letting it shoot away from me, and then I'm trying to sort of jump forward to account for that so I can get underneath it. Was not an optimal session, obviously, because this is very late in the day at this point, and I think at this point, yeah, it was probably 11 p.m. by the time I warmed up for the snatches. So given circumstances, I think I did actually pretty well to get this amount of work in. I actually started at the session thinking, you know what, I'll just get in some light work, light snatch and light clean, but then I got into the weights and I was like, oh, let's just see how heavy I can do for a triple, see where I was compared to where I was in the past. And then with the cleans, it was hang power cleans. I think working up to 90 kilos was the top set, 3 sets of 3 with 90, and I only missed 1 rep on that. Again, the fatigue setting in was not ideal, but it is what it is. So yeah, very long day. Kind of wish that I had done it differently, planned it out so that I got more of the workout in earlier in the day, but you know, it is what it is. And as usual, I sound like a stuck record when I say this. I'm glad that I got it in, because if you don't get it in, it just feels like you're missing a very vital part of your day. You're not contributing to something that's going to help you grow. So I'm glad that I got it in. Anyway, that is it for me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.